Ladies and gentlemen, you are about to see the stupidest strategy ever for dealing with Bela on Village of Shadows difficulty, without the Duke, and without taking any damage. And this is the great example of how brain dead new Capcom was when designing this stupid boss fight. It involves doing a very unusual method for avoiding her attacks, and you're about to see in a moment. So the first thing you're going to want to do is skip this cutscene when Ethan falls to the ground. You need to run past Bela, grab that pistol ammo there, make sure you have your pipe bomb equipped, throw it there, then use your shotgun on that window, kill this one guy here because he never dies from the pipe bomb, which is so retarded. And once you back up right over here, you need to see what long-range attack Bela is doing, so dodge accordingly. And right here, instead of staying near the barrel, I am just going to stand right over here. She's always going to do her bullshit grab, which you need to actually do this. You have to run around in a clockwise direction, and watch. So this attack right here, this third hit on this combo is impossible to avoid by just crouching under it. It's bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. But what you're seeing right here is the result of very poor programming on new Capcom's part that I'm going to use to my advantage in order to bypass this bullshit attack. So what I'm doing right here is I am timing my shot at the correct moment to avoid the third hit of that combo to make it seem like this move is actually properly designed, when in actuality it isn't. I'm using a cheesy strategy like this to bypass a bad hitbox because new Capcom was so brain dead when designing this pathetic excuse for a boss fight. This right here just had me giggling so much. I was laughing like crazy when I was doing this whole entire strategy. It's so retarded. On Resident Evil 7, these hitboxes will be programmed way better than this. But on this game, given how shit new Capcom is at programming, and the fact that the hitboxes on this game are so garbage, especially with Bela, I am able to do this. I'm forced to use Occam's razor right here. I have to fire my gun at the right moment to do something I would be doing normally by just crouching under that attack on Resident Evil 7. Let this be a testament to how much new Capcom is really spitting on the legacy of old Capcom by introducing such shitty bosses like this that are so poorly programmed. Shit hitboxes, and you want to force the player to rely upon this method where I'm shifting my hitbox forward by shooting my pistol or my shotgun, and it only works with a gun, by the way. It doesn't work with the knife. I have to do this in order to bypass this bullshit attack. How does that qualify as being suitable for a functional game? And then with the way her grab is programmed as well, why on earth would they make her grab in such a way where she can hit thin air and still get the hit out on you? And if you don't specifically run away from her, or if you don't run around her in a clockwise direction, you will never get past that grab. Yet in Resident Evil 7, there are very similar looking attacks that you can crouch under and not take any damage. But for some reason, new Capcom just discarded Resident Evil 7 entirely and decided to favor this shitty model in order to force you to mindlessly upgrade. Because Village of Shadows difficulty, this whole entire game, when it comes to a gameplay perspective, it's just one big meme. It's just all one big meme. This is poor QA testing. It feels like I'm playing a fucking alpha right now with the way these hitboxes are programmed. I cannot believe new Capcom has the gall to say in their development video, "Oh, we put a lot of hard work into this." You call this fucking hard work? Are you that delusional, new Capcom? How dare you say you put a lot of hard work into this, when this is the very first boss of the game, and you want to put Bela alongside, like, two Moriekas, and the two Moriekas have ridiculous health, they don't flinch correctly from the shotgun, their dead bodies can obstruct your ability to run away from her, and then you want to put in shitty hitboxes with Bela, and then you want to put all this fight in one stupid narrow corridor, where it's almost impossible to avoid her unless you go into this particular room? This is just a travesty. This is just an absolute meme of a fight right here. It's a meme of this game. When the first boss is as shit as this is, it really sets the tone for the rest of the game. And if you haven't seen my walkthroughs of Resident Evil Village, you have got to see them. Because, oh my god, the amount of problems that this game has, it is just laughable. Absolutely laughable. Oh, we put a lot of hard work into this. Ugh, don't get me started, new Capcom. Don't be so apologetic. Why don't you actually delay the fucking game and actually deliver a functional product like you did with Resident Evil 7 and with every other Resident Evil game, minus some of the minor issues you encounter in those games. This is a joke, an absolute joke. It's clear that the business model got in the way of the actual functional game model when it came to this game, and it's just unbelievable. It's absolutely unbelievable that they think this is acceptable for a fucking game. But just to bring it all back to the main point, You've got to use your gun at the correct moment in order to bypass the shitty hitbox on the third hit of her combo. And after doing 2 of those combos, she will always do the grab. You need to run clockwise around her if you want to avoid it. And try not to do it too early, because if you do it way too early, she'll do the back attack instead, where she does the 2 slashes to get you off of her behind. And that is how you do this stupid strategy, which I can't imagine anyone ever doing. I personally will never do this, because it's still not as reliable as the other methods I've already shown for dealing with Bela, Cassandra, and Daniela. But my god, is it such a blast to actually shit on new Capcom in this video and really showcase the sheer stupidity in their programming. Shifting my hitbox using a gun in order to bypass a bad hitbox when I should be able to just, I don't know, strafe to the right in order to avoid the third hit that she does? Or, I don't know, make it like the end of Zoe, where I'm actually forced to stand up, crouch, in order to avoid a combo like you can with Jack Baker in the end of Zoe DLC, to actually bypass that combo of his, because that's actually well designed, and if you are messing anything up, Jack will angle his swings downward, but that doesn't happen in this fight at all, and you want to have a shitty AI system with Bela, where she is just so incompetent at running through the entire area. The AI on the Moriekas obstructs her AI, so there are so many moments where she doesn't attack, because the game has so much trouble prioritizing which AI system it wants. And then the number of moments where Bela has the ability to bypass any kind of program stun as a result of the windows or the explosions. Like, if a Morieka triggers an explosion, she will not get stunned by it. And if she chooses to go into the startup animation of one of her long-range attacks, she will not be stunned at all. Absolutely broken. I've already showcased this in my Poor Designs of Resident Evil Village Part 1 video, and Ether has shown very similar content. So check out his channel for additional stuff, and check out my channel for that Poor Designs video. And to really get a better understanding as to how poorly programmed this entire game is, and I don't care that the pandemic played a role in this, there are many games that have released this generation that have been able to deliver a functional experience despite the pandemic. There is no excuses whatsoever. There is zero excuse. And they want to be all apologetic in their development videos, saying that, oh, the pandemic played such a huge role in impacting the development negatively. And like, oh, we put a lot of hard work into this despite all that. Does this really look like hard work? Just answer that question, because if you think this is hard work, you are seriously retarded. And you're probably one of those people who's like, oh, what's the whole point of no damage? You don't get a trophy in this. Because you don't get a trophy, clearly the game isn't designed for no damage. Just because the game isn't designed for no damage, it doesn't mean it's a bad game. But this is the result of what happens when a developer is trying to put such lenience in their own developmental process by designing the fight like this. I don't care that there's a free heal after Bela. If you're gonna design a fight as shit as this in a mainline Resident Evil title, like, you'd expect such shit quality in a side Resident Evil game, not in a mainline Resident Evil game. Like, if you seriously think this is acceptable for a game, then you are not human. You don't belong on this planet whatsoever. And I think that's all I'm gonna say for this particular video right here. Expect to see more content like this with my Poor Designs of Resident Evil Village series, or with any other video like this. Thank you all for watching, and you take care now.